What's up, everybody? Welcome to CFP Talks. My name is Jonas, and with me, as always, is Mr. David
Mm.
Penn State Fuchs.
Hey, thanks for calling that out. I this is no this episode's coming out in January. We're recording this in December, the day before the first round of the college football playoffs. So I had to wear
You
my
had to
PSU hat, my PSU beanie today. We'll be playing tomorrow in the first round, in Happy Valley.
in Happy Valley. What's that?
Well, that's the nickname for State College.
Is
You
that
know you
really?
know that.
I had no idea that that was a thing.
Yeah, that's what they call State College, Pennsylvania, Happy Valley,
Aw,
because
aw.
it is happy.
Are you going?
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
How-
It's a 12 o'clock game. We're leaving Jersey City at 6 a.m.
Yeah, that's
and
about right.
driving. Yeah,
Let's see. What's the weather
it's
in?
don't look at the weather. Don't look at the
All
weather.
right, tomorrow. Oh, it's snowing in Jersey tomorrow.
Right in Jersey. Yeah, yeah. But the weather in State College is going to be brick
Ooh.
tomorrow.
Ooh, high of 26. Oh,
Yeah,
layer up,
yeah.
baby. Layer up.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we'll be layered up tomorrow for sure.
So I have a interesting topic for us today.
Yeah. Let's hear your interesting topic.
And I'm curious to get your take on this. When it comes to CFP study, everybody wants to be efficient. What do you think the difference between being efficient and effective is? And what do you think is more
Um,
important for a CFP student?
that's a really, really good question. I'm trying to like analogize it to like working hard and working smart,
Yes.
but I don't know if it's necessarily the same thing. I always put priority over efficiency. I always think that efficiency is like the equivalence of working smart. But effectiveness isn't necessarily working. Like you could be effective and not work that hard. You could work really hard and not be that effective. So I don't like think that those are the exact same thing. Um, I would say that I would put a priority on being efficient because I think efficient leads to results. But I think effective does too. That's the thing. So this is kind of like it's a little bit of a tricky question. But I would say efficient. You got to be efficient.
Efficient over effective.
That's what I would say. But I do think like effectiveness is kind of in that similar family. It's like a
Okay.
cousin.
All right. So let's define it, right? So
Yeah.
and let's just make this studying specific only. What is
Okay.
the difference between efficiency and being effective?
I think efficiency is getting the highest results with the least, I don't want to say least amount of work, like, because that makes it sound like it's like you're taking the easy way out. But like I always say efficient is when you just you optimize your time to get the best results. That's efficiency for me.
Okay.
Effectiveness is like, did you get the job done? No matter how long it took, how hard you worked, how bad you killed yourself. That's effectiveness in my opinion. That's the difference between the two.
Okay.
I personally always favor efficiency. I like being optical or optimizing things and being efficient.
All right. I mean, I like optimizing things and being efficient as well. The question is where does being efficient fall short?
Um, I don't know. You tell me what you think, and then I'll like branch off of that because I don't really have a good answer for that right now.
So I'll give you an example. Like we think about it this way. Like I have this elaborate system for filing my emails. Does it help me get more clients?
I I suppose maybe, but
Right? Maybe, and that's the thing. So being efficient is really good. And I'll tell you why this is coming up. So I met with this prospective student the other day,
mhm.
and this guy was, incredible in terms of getting work done, right? Like he was very, 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 very good at like, on this day I do this, on this day I do this, on this day I do, and he's doing it, right? So now he's like, I think he's about a month into his studying. He's doing 84 questions a day specifically. Because
84, huh? That's an interesting
84
number.
specifically of
One
because he's
less
trying
than
to
the
hit
half
a
of the exam.
well, he's trying to hit a specific target. I was like, that is really, really, really good.
Yeah.
However, when we actually went through the material, no depth. And that was, I was like, man, this dude is killing it, like in terms of like, he built this really wonderful structure for himself. And I was like, man, I don't, and a part of me was like, I don't know if how much I can really help this person because they really seem to have a good handle on their study. But as always, we run through an assessment and we looked at it and we kind of dove into it. And there was a lot less depth than what I thought was going to be there.
Hmm.
For somebody who had done as many questions as he had done, you're looking at it, you're going, wow, like I expected that you were going to have a much better depth and handle of the material. Very efficient, but it's not getting deep into the material. And I see this happen a lot where people just they do a lot of questions or they do a lot of flashcards or they do a lot of reading, but it doesn't necessarily that mean that the whole thing comes together.
Hmm.
That's my version of it.
I get it. I got you.
Nobody so effective or efficient.
Yeah, I still think like efficient is like I guess for the okay, so I guess actually maybe for the exam and exam purposes, you want to be a little bit more effective. Because when you're actually, you could be efficient, you could be like, I'm gonna do 10 flashcards and I'm gonna try and get it done in 5 minutes. Blah, 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 boom. But like, what's the effectiveness there? Like, what's the result? Did you actually learn the material? Could you actually take that and actually regurgitate it to answering a question? Who knows? But you did it really efficiently. You did, 30 flashcards in 20 minutes. That's efficient. But how effective was it? So I guess for the exam, you're right. Maybe for this, you want to be effective. Now, that doesn't mean be effective and take you also got to be somewhat quick because there's a time deadline for the exam. You
Yes.
have to eventually take the exam. Um, but but um but you got to be effective because if you're not effective on the exam or prepping for the exam, you're not going to pass the exam.
Yeah, and I think David, I think we're both right. And here's why I think that is. I think there's a stage of your studying where you have to prioritize being effective, learning
Yeah,
material, right?
right.
Like, okay,
Yeah.
and even if that means I'm not that efficient, it's taking me a long time to learn something. That doesn't mean that I just like, okay, I'm going to put it on the side because I got to get to the next thing. Well, you didn't learn anything, right? And that kind of goes back to our seven is better than 10. Like, you're better off learning the material a little bit better than just
Yeah.
trying to blast through it so you can get to the
Right,
next thing.
right, right, right.
And then once you get to that point where you actually know the material, then it's your job
Then
to
it's
become more efficient and move
Yeah,
through things
right,
quicker.
right. So you kind of have to evolve. Like it depends what stage you're at. Early on, you got to be effective. You got to learn this shit. Later on, you probably got to be a little bit more efficient as time is dwindling down and
Correct.
and the days are getting less. The number of days till the exam are getting lower and lower. You then got to start being a little bit more efficient with your time. So
Yeah,
yeah,
and yeah, I think you're right because like think about it, it's like if I'm learning the self-employment calculation and I learn it efficiently, I learn the shortcut first.
right. And you're not going to be able to take that and effectively answer the question on the
Right.
exam
And
as
then if
opposed to
like
the other way
if a
around.
question comes up and that shortcut doesn't work, I'm screwed. But if I've learned
Right.
it now and I know when to apply the shortcut versus when, I can probably get through a lot of questions very quickly
Hmm.
once I've learned the material. And I think that is like the boot camp exam good part about it versus the not good part about it is
Yeah.
you're going to learn and you'll have a shot, but if they change the question a little bit, it's not like CFPs walking around going, we don't know the shortcut for the self-employment tax. They know it,
Yeah.
right? And in a lot of ways, they write questions to make sure that you really genuinely understand
I
it.
was gonna
Know
say
the
they
shortcut.
know it and they craft the answers knowing that they know it.
Yeah, like
You know?
and that is like the kind of screw because you think you're getting it right and then you're not. Like we're doing some pre-work in our with our cohort, and it's we have a lot of students that don't necessarily know how to do social security calculations or self-employment tax calculations, and they're like, I learned the shortcut but I didn't necessarily know how to do it. And I was like,
Right.
ah, okay, cool.
And
Like,
that's why, like, yeah, like, and I'm just gonna throw this out there, but um I remember when I was taking all of the FINRA exams, and you could tie this into this what we always say about the CFP, how it's not the Series 7. But I remember, like, I am someone who, when I'm taking an exam or when I'm learning something, like, I want to learn, like, not just what the answer is, but like why that's the answer. Like, I want to learn what went into that answer. Whereas, like, I remember when I was taking all the FINRA exams, my first year in the industry, everyone was like, "Yeah, just you don't need to actually learn the like just know this, just know this concept, know that fact. Like, don't worry about learning all the intricate details." Like, and I was like, "But like, I want to learn it because what happens if it's asked in a way that is different?" And now
mm,
I got to think outside the box. If I don't
yeah,
actually know this shit, then I'm not going to get it right.
that's
But if
right.
I do, then I could be a little bit more flexible.
And I want to talk about that a little bit more in our next video because I think that is one of the mindset shifts that we talked about. And the one mindset shift that we've talked about today is this process is slow. Just know it's going to be slow.
Hmm.
Expect it to be slow. Now you're going to have to know the difference between when it's time to be efficient versus being effective. And then, the other thing is why are you taking this test? Because if you're doing it just to pass the test,
Yeah, I think
all right,
most people. Yeah.
go and learn and take the shortcuts. Then
Yeah.
and that's absolutely fine. But as a matter of standard, you should want to know that
Yeah.
because that's what you're going to encounter in your career.
Hmm.
So let's stop this one right there because I'm excited to pick this up in our next video. So with that being said, everybody, we hope you enjoyed this topic and we hope you enjoyed this video. Please make sure to like and subscribe the video in our channel, and we will see you guys on our next episode.